Right. Let's start today's session. In the last lecture, we were discuss about different ways to write Python code and execute. We successfully launched the PyCharm editor. Okay. Today, let me open our project using PyCharm editor, what we created in the last lecture. So to open PyCharm, just go to search, type PyCharm, and click on PyCharm Community Edition. Okay. And if you open directly, generally, you will be able to see your last time when we opened the project, that project only directly open. But if you want to open your project, suppose if you shift into other project, if you want to open existing project, which we created already, simply I can say that go to file menu, click on open. Once you click on open, it will ask you to the location where you saved your project previously. I saved my project in the last lecture, Python project 9 p.m. in E drive. So I'm just moving towards E drive. So look at this Python project 9 p.m. folder is there. This is the project folder. I'm selecting that. And click on this window, new window, attach, cancel. Some options are there. If I click on this window, directly project will be open in this existing window. New window means extremely it will create new window. Attach means in this project only currently what project we are working, that project along with your project also adding. So I would like to open in this window so that it is going to be open our currently project Python project 9 p.m. We created in the last lecture 2 files, test.py, test1.py files like this only. Okay, fine. In today's lecture, I'm going to discuss most important concept, that is Python fundamentals. I'm going to discuss. These fundamentals we should not ignore. Okay. So Python fundamental concept. Let me explain what are the Python fundamental. Total 6 fundamental concepts are there. Every Python programmer must and should aware of these fundamental concepts. You cannot ignore anyone. Okay. Yes. Now coming to this, first most important Python fundamental concept is Python indentation. What is indentation? How to work with indentation, we'll discuss. Next fundamental concept is comments. Comments in Python. Comments. Comment section. Next, keywords. Keywords is also called as reserved words. Reserved words. Next, identifiers. Identifiers. Next, variables. Variables. Next, multiple assignment concept. Multiple assignment. So these are the most important fundamental concept in Python. So every Python beginner or Python programmer must and should know about these 6 fundamental concepts. Without having these, without having idea about these 6 fundamental concepts, you can't able to move towards Python programming. That's what I'm trying to discuss, all fundamentals very carefully and clearly with programmatic representation. First, we'll talk about indentation. What is meaning of indentation here? To understand this indentation topic in Python, so let me write a simple example, a simple program. But whatever I'm writing the program right now, this program is not at all suitable for Python program, Python programming language. It's related to other programming language. For example, C, C++, Java, C#, .NET. In that languages, generally programmers can write this following code. Okay, let's see this. Int I equals to 10. So this is what declaration of the variable. Not in Python, in other language. Okay, yes. I'm writing if condition. If I equals to 10. Open delimiter, close delimiter. If it is C language or C++, whatever it is, just I'm writing printf. I can say true. Okay. Next, else block I'm writing. Open bracket, close bracket. Here I'm trying to say printf, false, like this. So generally in other languages like C, C++, Java, C#, .NET, programmers, they can write the logic like this. First, let me explain this logic. So I value, I declare what? 10. I'm checking the condition by using if statement like I value equal to 10. Meaning is what? Here two operators are there. First equal to, this is simple assignment operator. Double equal to, this is relational operator. That means comparison. I'm trying to compare the value. I is holding already 10. If 10 equal to 10, if it is correct, then my requirement is I have to print true. In case if my value is 100, or suppose if I give 100 value, if 100 equal to 10 means not correct, no, then my requirement is I should go with else block. I should say print false only. So, but observe carefully here. This program, this structure of the program, it's not at all going to work in Python language because it is completely not related to Python. But the same structure of the program, if you write in any language apart from Python, it works well. Okay. So my main intention is to disclose this code is just for explaining about the indentation of Python concept. Okay. So now coming to the point. So here generally two blocks we have. One block is if block, another block is else block. Two blocks of code we have. Look at this. In other languages, programmers, if they want to consider a block of code, they use curly brackets. Look at this, open curly bracket, close curly bracket. In between what statements we write, these all statements under comes into if block. Again, same in the else also, open curly brackets, close curly brackets. In this brackets between how much code you write, that code under comes into else block. So ultimately what I'm saying, in other languages, programmers, if they want to include a block of statements, they can use what? Curly brackets. But in Python language, we don't have any curly bracket option to consider a block of code like if block or else block or any other block. But what is there in Python to consider a block of code? We have indentation concept is there. So just try to understand. Generally, other programming language programmers, they use to consider a block of code, curly brackets, open and close. But in Python language, instead of curly brackets, to consider a block of code, we use what? Indentation. How the indentation is going to take place in Python means generally 4 spaces is called indentation. We need to follow to consider a block in Python language, 4 spaces indentation only. I'll tell you like this. Okay. Look at this. If I write same language, same logic in Python through, for example. So I value like this. Because in Python, you know very well, I explained clearly. Python is a dynamically typed language. You need not to specify any data type while defining the variable. So that's what I just given I equal to 10 only. If I equals to 10, I'm just selecting this statement, I equals to 10. Look at this. If I equals to 10, then press enter. Look at this printer, I can say true. Then else colon printer, I can say false. This is the Python code, for example. But is there any curly brackets which I include here to consider a if block or else block? No. That's what if we write Python logic here, so each and every statement, each and every line is going to consider separate line. There is no block of code here, like if block or else block. Look at this. This code I am writing in Notepad. And one more important point I would like to cover here. Even in the last lecture, we cover what? We can write code in interactive window. We can write code in script window. That means writing code in Notepad and execute in command prompt. And also, I would like to say once again, this is script mode option today. So that what is the main problem? we generally face while working with other editors or notepad editor, I would like to explain you quickly. And same program, if I start with PyCharm editor, so what is the advantage also, I'll tell you like. For example, imagine that this logic I'm writing here. Just let me open the notepad editor apart from PyCharm. Let me quickly open notepad. Same program I included here. So my condition is what you can see, I value 10 if I equal to 10 colon. Don't worry about this, why I'm giving colon like this, because this is Python syntax only. But you must consider this. I'm not going to explain about how if will work, how else will work. My point is here to explain about indentation. Later, whenever I start more programming concept, there I can explain you why if condition and what else, what is the else block, how it works and everything syntactical differences. But here my intention to explain only indentation part that you can point it. Okay. Now I value 10. My logic is if I value equal to match, I need to execute true. Otherwise, I need to execute false. That is else block. So if I write code like this, what will happen? You can see this. Generally, do you want to save, do you want to execute this notepad file? This is script mode, no? So you must save this file. Look at this. I'm saving the file, which is in desktop. Let me save the file name with the test.py again. Just look at this test.py. And I have saved this file into desktop. Once I saved this file into desktop, now we can see this is the PyCharm editor logo is there. Why? Because PyCharm already launched in my computer. That's what logo is coming. PC only PyCharm. This is test.py file is ready. But once already available script mode file, how to execute that? Simply go to command prompt. And my desktop location is present in OneDrive location. So that's what I'm just moving. CD space OneDrive. And I need to move to desktop so that I can go to desktop, CD space desktop. And as you know that to execute any Python code, you must use Python space test.py. But before going to press enter button, I would like to ask you the question, what will be the output you're expecting here? Because I have written I value 10, I equal 10 correct. That means true I'm expecting. But the result you can see this, is this true? No, it's not true. Rather than the result getting true, we are getting what's our error? What error? Indentation error. So at line number 3, expected an indented block after if statement on line number 2. So this is the problem we notice when the moment we write logic in notepad and execute in command prompt. So look at this, this code is completely logically correct, but not structurally correct. Okay. So structurally in the sense what? I include I value 10. I'm just comparing the I value is matches with 10 or not by using if condition. If this condition is true, my control flow should jump into which block? If block, true, else block, false. But here in this notepad editor, the moment when we type any code, automatically cursor is going to blink in the starting position. From there, the programmers can able to start writing the code. So there is no block of code is going to be considered. That means this print true and not under comes into if block. This print false not under comes into else block. To make a block of code in other language, they use what? Curly brackets. But in Python, we should use to consider a block of code what? Indentation. How the indentation is going to take place in Python language? 4 spaces. But look at this, in this code, do you have any spaces? After completion of code? No. You can see this after if block, I should give 1, 2, 3, 4 space indentation level. And after else block, 1, 2, 3, 4 indentation level. And after changes or editing, you can save it by hitting Control S. After that, you must save it. Let's click on save, no problem. Now, after saving, you can see this, the moment when we go back to command prompt and try to execute again, you can see we got the result is true now. Why this time I'm getting result? Previously, why I got error? Because in previous part of the program, you have not mentioned any white spaces or spaces. Okay, 4 space indentation level. So that your program is not considered is a block of statement. Now you can see the print statement under comes into if block. This print statement under comes into else block because there is a 4-space indentation levels we are following. So this is the problem generally we face while typing the code in Notepad and executing in command prompt. Because Notepad editor is not going to indicate you automatic indentation levels in Python program. You must take care where the indentation levels are required. You must take care that. For example, new programmers don't know about this technique. So usually where the cursor is going to blink, from there they can able to type, then they can able to get trouble. So you may get doubts, sir. Compulsory 4 spaces is mandatory? No, sir. At least one space. Look at this. I'm giving one space, only one space. Okay, save it. It works now. Even one space here also not required. You can take one space or more space like this. Even one space I'm taking. Let me change the logic here. Now you can see I'm taking high value 100. 100 equal to not correct. Not correct means what block should execute? False. So let's go back to command prompt and enter. You can see we got the result is false. At least one space or any number of spaces also we can include. Any number of spaces means like this. This is also valid, sir. Look at this. I'm saving back and moving this. It's working fine. Sorry. It's working fine. Python space test.py result is coming like this. So this is the problem whenever you start write code in Notepad editor and run in command prompt. Most of the cases indentation levels problems occur. So to avoid this indentation levels and all, better to use a proper editor like PyCharm. Let's go with PyCharm editor now. Same kind of program when I try to type in PyCharm editor, then what is the flexibility? You can notice that. Let's add a new program here. Already we have added test.py, test1.py in the last lecture. Let's try to add one more program. To add one more file to the project, so right click on Python project 9 p.m. Go to new and Python file. So give the name as test2 as your wish. Any name you can give. Press enter. So we successfully created a new Python file like test2.py. So this is test2.py. And look at this now. I'm going to start writing the code I value 10. If I equals to 10, look at this, observe after hitting the enter button. Okay, PyCharm editor, automatic indentation levels will be created. Look at this, where the cursor is blinking, auto indentation levels are there here. So automatically indentation will takes place in PyCharm. So from there, the cursor is blinking. There you can able to keep on type. Even else block also after press enter, indentation levels are automatically captured. So this is the flexibility of writing code in PyCharm. Auto indentation levels are there. So whenever you consider a block of code like if block or else block, not only if block or else block, even in future we use for loop block, while loop block, okay, and function block, class block, like this, any block of statement purpose, automatically PyCharm will offer indentation levels. The default indentation levels in PyCharm editor is 4 spaces by default. Look at this. But even at least one space is enough, not required compulsory 4 spaces. Why I'm saying 4 spaces particularly means you notice this after installing of PyCharm editor, and the right hand side bottom corner, you can see 4 spaces indentation levels automatically there. Do you want to change 4 space indentation level? You can do the settings and you can do 2 spaces or 1 space by default it will take, but default is 4 spaces. So even if I remove this space back, look at this, the automatical error is coming. So I remove that backspace here. Now you can see whenever I try to do this, what's going to happen here? Let's run this. Now we are getting this problem, indentation error, expected indented block. So at least one space if I give, the error is going to be clear. Look at this, I'm trying to rerun this. Yes, it's working fine. True only. But one space is enough. By default, in PyCharm editor, automatically how many spaces will take indentation level? 4 spaces level. So to consider a block of code, if block or else block, we must follow the indentation spaces. We don't use any curly brackets here in Python's programming. So other programming language people, they use curly brackets, open and close bracket. In between, they'll write the code. That code will belongs to if block or else block. But in Python, we should use only spaces. So you can write any number of lines within the space of indentation like this. Okay, look at this. If this condition is true, then it is going to be true and high is coming like this. If that condition is false, then else block will be considered, look at this, false only. Got clarity? So this is indentation level. This is most important fundamental concept. Most of the beginner where they are going to get confused here. Okay. So this is indentation spaces. But consider only the block consideration point of view only, we can use indentation, like if block, else block. Even you can see in the previous lecture, A10, B20, C equal to A plus B, print C. Did I follow any indentation? No, because this is normal. Each and every line code is separate. So no code is comes into the block. That's what I am not using any indentation levels. But in this example, if block, inside the body of the if block, you have to leave spaces, and what statements do you want to write under the body of the if statement, you can write it like this. So next fundamental concept also very important. It's very simple, but it's important. Comment section. So I'll explain that. Generally, in what context we go for comments? Comments are very common, In any programming language, comments are common. Like even including C language, C++, Java, .NET, HTML, JavaScript, CSS, anywhere, if you don't want to execute some portion of the code or some sort of lines of code, you can put those lines into comment section. So that is comment purpose. But comments are, there are two scenarios are there. One scenario, for example, as a programmer, I have written lot of lines of code, but I don't want to execute some sort of lines of code. So those lines I can put into comments. So once you put those lines into comments, your Python interpreter will exclude those lines from the execution. Exclude means it will ignore. Because you have given the comment section, that comments code will not execute. But whenever you want to allow that code to execution process, you just do uncomment same lines. Then your Python interpreter will allow that lines of code in the execution portion. This is one reason. And other reason is what? Sometimes while writing logic as a programmer, I need to write some description level statements. Just because later when I transfer the code to somebody, when they look my code, they should also understand what purpose I have written the logic. They clearly understand by looking my comments, which I mentioned while writing the code. In that context also, we can use comment section. Okay. So this is comments. Try to habituate to leave the comments also, because not only for other persons understanding point of view, even you only today you have written some logic, or if you define a function, but after look back your code after 10 days, even you don't get or you don't realize what purpose at the time. If you write code, you don't know. That's what better to leave the description, which is in the comment section. Once you look back your code, if you read the description, so that you can understand what purpose you have implemented the logic previously. So that is the purpose of comments. But in Python, how the comment lines will be indication. The indication of comments means what, as sign. The line which is going to be starts with hash, that is called comment section. For example, look at this program is there. Okay, this program is simply, here you can see this. This is the program. When I run this test2.py, the output is coming what according to logic, I value 100, 100 equal to 10. It's not correct. That's what control flow jump into else block. We are getting false. Fine, sir. Next, rest of the code I am writing, suppose, hi. One statement I am writing extra, hello. And other statement also I'm writing welcome like this. Look at these three more statements I included. Whole lines of program is going to be execute line by line. Look at this. This logic will execute. Result is false. After printing false, we have printed the statement like hi, hello, welcome. Now you can see that also coming along with false. Total output is false. Hi, hello, welcome. But suppose I don't want to execute these three lines. Hi, hello, welcome. So that I can give into comment section. Look at this. I'm adding each line starting with hash sign. Once if I add this hash sign, Python interpreter will ignore these lines from the execution. Now you can see we got this time result is false only. No hi, hello, welcome like this. But again, do you want uncomment? So remove the hash sign, which we have included previously. Then it will work fine. Hi, hello, welcome is coming clearly. But sir, just one or two lines or three lines, we can manage the hash sign removing or adding like this. For example, this total first 5 lines I would like to give in comment section, which I don't want to execute. Or first 7 lines I don't want to execute. But will you go to each and every line and do separation of separately? You can give hash sign. So that is highly impossible, you know. Even 50 lines, 60 lines of code is there, then each line we cannot go there and put into hash sign like this to avoid the execution process. So that's what in PyCharm editor, there is a comment section purpose. There is a shortcut key CTRL control+/. This is the shortcut for comment section clearly. Control+/. Look at this. First of all, you have to select how many lines do you want to keep in comment section. So I'm selecting total 7 lines. I would like to keep these lines into comment section and I'm hitting Control+// from my keyboard. The moment when I hit Control+//, all the lines are automatically comes into comment section. When I execute that, you can see we got welcome only, which is uncommon. Okay. But do you want uncomment again? What is shortcut? Again, you have to reselect again. The commented lines, you have to select it. Again, same shortcut, Control+// uncommented. Now this time the code is consider the execution portion. The commented lines are working fine. So this is comment, Control// uncomment. For doing comment section and uncomment section, same shortcut we have to use, Control+// only. Is it clear, sir? So this is also very important fundamental concept. Keep it in your mind. Next fundamental concept is keywords or reserved words. So generally, these also very common in any programming language. If you take C or C++, Java, .NET, every language is having its own keywords or reserved words. What is the meaning or general meaning of keyword, you know, or reserved word, you know? Some words are reserved for some particular task. In a programming language itself, they decided to use these words for particular cause or particular purpose. Okay, if that word is reserved for particular purpose and you must use as a programmer, that word can be used for same purpose. You can't utilize or use the word in different purpose. Purpose is very important. Purpose is fixed. That are called keywords. So how do I know that what kind of keywords are there in Python language? Very simple, sir. Anytime, okay, do you wish to get complete keyword list? What kind of keywords are there? Or else any word do you want to check? This word is present in keyword list or not? So very simple, just 2 lines of code I strongly recommend to write. Let me close these all files which we created already. Let's create a new file for clarity. So let's add new file to this Python project. Go to new Python file. I'm trying to create new file test3.py. So I'm asking you to create just to bring complete keyword list. 2 important lines are recommend. Import keyword, import keyword, and print keyword.kw list. These 2 lines are quite enough to bring complete keyword list in Python. How many keywords, what keywords are there? Ultimately, you will be able to see that. But look at this. The moment when I try to write import, it's also keyword, one of the keyword actually. What is this keyword? It's a library. I said Python supports huge standard library, no? So this is the library actually, keyword library. In this library only all keywords are present in the list format. That's what the library name .kw list means, keyword list. The moment when I execute this test3.py, you will see all the keywords are present here. Look at this in the list format. That means square bracket, false, none, true, And as these are all keywords, do you want to see more keywords? You can see horizontal scroll. Scrolling is there. You can scroll right side, left side. But sometimes you may get doubt, sir, without horizontal scrolling in the output terminal, can't we bring this all keywords in one view or one particular window view? Yes, you can see this. Do you want to bring this output in proper visible? So there is a option called what? Soft wrap option is there. Okay, this is the soft wrap option. So you click on this soft wrap, automatically all keywords will come and join in the line by line. It's clearly visible at one point of time. So this is completely keyword list. Look at this. Each and every keyword I'm going to use in future programming in every day or general usage purpose. At that time, I'll also explain you clearly, is that keyword really or not? And if that keyword, what purpose I'm going to use that keyword also, I'll explain through topic wise clearly. But every keyword will be covered in total entire Python core and advanced scenario. But one thing you can remember that according to my previous session, Python is completely case sensitive language. Okay, this for the first time, the keywords once we are getting, the three keywords are, first three keywords you can notice that false, none, true. But these keywords only starting letter is what? Capital letter. F capital, N capital, T capital. But apart from these three keywords, rest of the keywords are all in lowercase characters only. That you have to import, that you have to observe. And one more thing, look at this. In this program only already I use one of the keyword like import. Look at this, import is also keyword or not? It's there in keyword list. Generally, what purpose we can use this import keyword? Do you want to import or get any library? Then we can use importing library. Library is nothing but what, like just like header files in C++, packages concept in Java, namespaces concept in .NET. In Python, we can call it as library or module. We can say that this module I am importing or this library I am importing. Import keyword through. And even just now for indentation purpose, I explain if condition, else condition. Look at this, if also one of the keyword, else also one of the keyword. Look at this. Okay. But I'm saying that this keyword, each and every keyword is reserved for some particular task. Okay. Suppose if is a keyword, this is reserved for what purpose? Condition check. But if I try to use this keyword as variable, look at this. I'm trying to use this if is a keyword actually, but I utilize this if keyword for what? Variable and value. Is this correct, sir? No, you will get an error. Syntax error, invalid syntax at line number 3. If equals to 10, not correct, because this is a keyword. You must use this keyword for checking condition purpose, but you are using this keyword if as a variable. No, the purpose cannot be changed. It's fixed. Suppose if I do changes like this, IFF, yes, it's completely valid variable because there is no such kind of keyword called IFF. It's called variable. So it's worked well. Look at this. Just because of these two lines, all keywords are coming. Just because of IFF equal to 10, print IFF value 10 is coming clear. So every keyword is having its own purpose. You have to use that keyword for same purpose. You can't change its purpose only. So this is the keyword list purpose. These two lines, strictly remember, any part of time you can bring your keywords and observe what is that, what kind of keywords are there just by importing keyword and print keyword.kw list. But these two lines not only work in PyCharm editor, normal ideally editor also, anywhere we can able to write. For example, let's open ideally, sir. You know, this is ideally default editor. This is the moment when we download for the first time Python software and install, you will be able to see this ideally software. Let me open ideally software. This is interactive window. Here also we can able to type import keyword, but only the problem is here no IntelliSense. You must take care the spelling mistakes all, KW list. We don't need to use print statement here. Generally, keyword.kw list. Look at this, we got all keywords here also. Even these two lines we can write in Notepad and run that into command prompt. There also we can list out all the keyword list only. So this is about keywords and Purpose of the keyword means each keyword is having its own purpose. What purpose that keyword is reserved, same purpose you have to use. You can't use any keyword as your own purpose like variables and other names. Next, coming to this identifiers. Okay, so identifier meaning is what? Okay, there are some rules and regulations we must follow in Python programming part. So identifier means in Python language, any name is called identifier. Any name in the sense what? Either variable name or function name or class name, any name. It's called identifier, we can say that. Suppose I can say, how I can identify you? By your name. How you can identify me? By my name. So same like in Python language, any variable do you want to declare, you have to name it for that variable. Like A equals 10, B equals 20. A is the name, B is the name. Or do you want to define any function like F1, F2, F3? F1 is the name of the function. F2 is the name of the function. So names are very, very important in Python or any language. That names are nothing but identifiers. The name is nothing but identifier. In Python language, any name is called identifier. That name can be a variable name or function name or class name, any name. But in Python language, there are some standard rules. If you want to define the names, you must follow that rules. But you can't define any variable name or class name or function name against the rule. But as a programmer, you must know the rules and regulations, no? What are the rules to define identifier? Yes. Look at this. I'm explaining rules to define the identifiers. Rules to define the identifiers. Total 8 rules are there, sir. I'll explain each and every rule particularly with programmatic way. Rule number 1. Identifier allow the lowercase characters and also uppercase characters. Lowercase and uppercase both can be allowed. That means what? You can declare the name of the variable or name of the function or name of the class either in lowercase or in uppercase. Both are possible. But make sure that identifiers are case sensitive. Case sensitive means what? If you mention the variable name in lowercase, you must access with that same case only. Or if you mention the variable name uppercase, you must access with uppercase only. That's what it's called case sensitive. Let me explain a quick program by covering these two simple rules. Suppose here emp id equals to 1234. Emp id is my variable name. Suppose here I'm trying to access emp id here. Okay, suppose emp id only. Yes, it's valid, sir. Look at this. We got 1234 result is there. Because you declared the variable name lowercase, but you are trying to access that variable name in lowercase. No problem. But if you try to access in uppercase, that's not correct. Because you declare the variable in lowercase characters, but you are trying to access that into uppercase characters. So that's what we are getting error called name error. The name EMPID is not defined at line number 2. You define the lowercase EMPID, but you are printing them into uppercase EMPID. That's not correct. So compulsory case sensitive, you can define the variable with lowercase or uppercase. Uppercase I define. I'm trying to access uppercase only. It's working well. Okay. So these tools I covered clearly. You can see you can define lowercase or uppercase, but make sure that the case sensitivity is what cases we are using. When the declaration part, same cases you have to access. But here one important point I would like to cover, sir. I strongly recommend to give the variable names generally in lowercase characters only. Why, sir? You are saying that uppercase also allowed, no? Yes. But don't try to give the uppercase characters. Okay, unnecessarily. It's working well. But every time we don't recommend this uppercase. What is the reason behind the scene, Generally, in Python language, any programmer, if they declare the name like variable name or function name like that, in capital letter, that meaning is it is a constant generally. Especially I'm talking about variable point of view. As a programmer, if you declare the name of the variable all in uppercase, that indicates that it is a constant in Python. Okay, in other languages like C, C++, Java, they'll use const keyword for declaring the variable. Const a equals to 10 means what? This value, 10 value of this variable a, nobody can change. It is a constant or fixed value. But in Python, how I can define the value and variable is a constant? There is no const keyword. So that's what generally people will recommend to use what? Capital letter only. If you declare the variable name is completely capital letter, that meaning is what? It is a constant. Constant means what? This value of the variable 1, 2, 3, 4 cannot be changed. Other programmer who know very well about Python, they can understand that by looking this capital letter. So they can understand that programmer has declared the capital letter variable name so that better not to change this value. But unfortunately, Python do not have any constant topic. That means Python don't support any constant style. But why, sir, you're saying to declare constant variable with capital letter only means just for conveying purpose. Do you wish to conveying the message to other programmers that your value cannot be changed means how you can convey them by declaring your variable name is capital letter so that they can know that very well. If you declare capital letter, so they cannot change your value. If they want to wantedly change the value, they can do it because Python do not support constant. So that means what? Unnecessarily don't declare the variable name all letters in capital case. Okay. So if do you want to really expose your variable or value as constant, go for capital letters. Otherwise, I recommend you what? Lowercase is better option. That is the reason why I recommend lowercase only. Got it? Yes. Next, rule number 3. Identifier allow the digits. Yes, while giving the name, digits are allowed, sir, like 0 to 9. But make sure that identifier should not starts with digits. Yes, it should not starts with the digits. Compulsory. The name allow the digits 0 to 9. But it should not starts with a digit. Look this one's, for example, here EMP1. Okay. ID 9. This is valid variable name. According to the rules of identifier, I'm including 2 digits here, 1 and 9. So it's valid. Look at this, valid. Because the digit is not started. It is in the middle, it is in the last. But I am saying that you cannot able to start with the variable name or function name should not start with the digit. You can see if I try to give digit, it's giving invalid decimal literal. It's not correct declaration. So these are the rule number 3 and 4. Look at this, rule number 3 and 4. The name, while giving the names, you can allow the digits, but the name should not start with the digit. Yes. Next, rule number 5 is identifier allow the special character that is underscore only. Apart from underscore, no other special characters will allow, sir. Like star sign or ampersand sign or percentage or colon. No, not at all. Not valid. Only underscore special character is going to be accepted. It will allow the underscore. Okay. But the identifier or any variable name should not be 2 parts. Should not be 2 or more parts, I can say that. Sometimes they can define or declare the name with multiple parts. It should not be 2 parts or 2 or more parts. That's what, to cover the parts of the variable name, you better to use underscore. For example, you can see in this case, EMP space ID I'm giving. So there are the 2 words in my name of the variable. So EMP is 1 word, ID is 1 word. I'm just giving what? Space between 2 words. That's not correct. To avoid this, what we can do, just we have to use underscore sign, EMP underscore ID. This is valid. PMP underscore ID. This is valid. Look at this, working well. If your identifier is having two or more parts, better to combine them by covering with underscore sign. So this is rule number 5 and 6. Next, rule number 7 is there. If any identifier starts with an underscore, then it is private. This is very important, but it's not right situation to explain about these private variables, public variables, protected variables in this case. No doubt at all. In object-oriented programming point of view, I'll explain later about private variable. But just to get it the idea, if any identifier starts with an underscore, then it is private. Normally in Python language, if we declare any variables, okay, or if we declare any methods, by default, the variables and methods are public. I'll explain about public and private. General meaning of public means what? If a programmer declare the variable or method or anything as public, that indicates that public variable, public methods can able to access by anyone and anywhere. Within the class, outside the class, anywhere they can able to access. That meaning is public only. Okay. But generally in other languages, people can declare the variable name private int ID or private int name or public int name, public string name, like that, they can declare their variable. Public, private words are there. Okay. But in Python, we don't have such type of words like private and public and protected. But we can mention the variable names symbolically like private and public. I'm saying that right now the variable not starts with any underscore, no. So this variable consider as a default public only. This variable anybody can access. But do you want to make this variable as private? Underscore we can use. But there is a scenario again, two underscores, one underscore scenario also are there. For example, look at this word starting with two underscore. This is private. In case if I define this variable name starting with one underscore, this is called protected. Don't worry about this. Don't try to understand about more this now, because it is not correct situation to explain. Okay, so in object-oriented point of view, I'll explain in detail in future. But just keep it in your mind. In Python, every variable or every method by default behavior is what? Public. Do you want to mark that variable or methods are private? You can go over, starts with two underscores. Okay, and the rest of the case, I'll explain where we use private and where we use public variables in object-oriented point of time. And the last rule, which I explained already, no keyword or reserved word. Look at this, reserved word can be used as identifier. That means variable. Can we use a keyword or any reserved word as identifier? No. Look at this. I'm trying to use one of the keyword like def. Generally in Python, def keyword can be used to define a function, but you are using to define this function, defining purpose, not you just given the variable purpose. Look at this invalid syntax. So this is a keyword action. If I remove f, so yes, this is valid variable name d. It's a variable name, valid variable name. Okay. So no keyword or no reserved word can be used as your identifier or variable. So this is complete total 8 rules are there to give the names in Python. These rules not only applicable for variable names only, sir. You can apply these all 8 rules for giving any names in Python like variable name, function name, class name, or any module name, any name. These rules through, we can go through the declaration of the names. So this is also most important fundamental concept, identifier, keywords or reserved words, comment section, Python indentation, what I explained in today's session. In tomorrow lecture, we will be continue the next fundamental concept, that is variables and the multiple assignment concept, and we will continue with Python features, that is theoretical part, and application area of Python also. I'll explain that. So this is about complete demo lectures from my side. Totally including this session, I have conducted 5 demo lectures. Okay. These lectures videos also there in YouTube channel. I just recommend to watch those videos who are new to this session, or else our team every day they are sending the demo link video. The moment when you click on that link, automatically you will be able to navigate YouTube, my playlist. 4 videos are there. This video also they'll upload in the tomorrow morning or today night. Total 5 demo videos uploaded in YouTube channel for promotional purpose. And from tomorrow onwards, this link is not going to work. As I said yesterday, this if you wish to continue from tomorrow onwards, you must enroll for this course. Please contact DURGASOFT to enroll this course. After enrollment process is over, obviously for tomorrow class link you will get, that is new link, so that you can continue without any disturbances. So already students have registered or enrolled for this course. So don't worry, just wait for tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, whoever enrolled for this course, I'll collect the mail ID. Automatically, the DURGASOFT team will send the mails so that I can receive. Once I receive your mail IDs, I can start share these 5 video lectures to your Google Drive, and along with soft copy of core Python PDF, I'll send to you. So please try to enroll for this course to avoid disturbances for tomorrow session. So tomorrow is completely paid link. Demo lecture is completely over. So apart from this information, do you have any question regarding this session? You can feel free to ask me. So tomorrow we'll continue with a new link, that is paid link. Do you have any question? You can proceed. Yes, sir. I hope you don't have any question to ask. It's time to leave. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow. And before going to join the session, get the new link from DURGASOFT after enrollment process. Have a nice time. See you tomorrow.